It's true, new stuff. It's true.
Nah, bro, we've got enough TV. I'm going back. I'm going old school. I'm watching Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could go back. Yeah, I mean, run out of new TV
Like,
because everything's on hold, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, everything is kind of on hold. I mean, they're starting to. I think they've run out of EastEnders now. They said.
No way.
Oh shit!
People watch that.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. You know?
Yeah, so
Because they went from because EastEnders film like 50 hours or something a week. Like they got proper like 12-hour work schedule and stuff.
Shit, really?
Um,
It's just do the UFC done, man. Just get everyone tested.
the thing is, like, even football, they test everyone, but like, they're not allowing people in the stadiums, so it's a bit brash overall. And it's a bit dumb, to be honest. To me, it's a bit dumb, right? Like, I know there's social distancing and that, but like, once you're playing football, like, you know, social distancing goes out the window, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the other thing is what you can go to the cinema from today, and you can sit 1 meter apart, but you can't have people in your yard. Only
Well,
if
you
it's
go from today.
not from today, but whatever they were
the
doing new
fourth,
rules, but like the rules are just confusing. They're just confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so vague and
Certain setting, which is transcoding options, so it allows people to change res depending on their internet connection.
Okay.
Something they only give to partner streams all the time, us affiliates. It's like it's there if we get it. The crumbs from the table.
Okay.
So you go the background. Yeah. Oh, so what you doing? You doing all this stuff through Twitch or through Discord?
Twitch.
Twitch. Oh, okay.
Oh shit, bro. What was that COVID sneeze? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Passing it through the
Why you don't sneeze in my ear, bruv? I don't have an ear mask on. Allow it. Alright, we're live. Okay, I think everything's working. Alright, nice. Okay, cool. Got sound.
But we're live on Twitch.
We're
like
actually we're live on Twitch.
Oh shit.
So hello Twitch.
Does that mean I have to be careful about what I say?
Not really. Like, I don't think so.
suppose
I mean, how bad can it get with like talking about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you lead this discussion? What do you want us to talk about? Like, why, like, where should we start?
Boom. Okay, so my aim is this is a part of a 3 series: the rise, fall, and redemption of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about the 16-bit era, so the golden age, and a tiny bit of the 8-bit era, but not many people played the Master System and Game Gear versions.
Well, to be fair, I was going to start with my very first experience of Sonic was on the Master System.
I was gonna say, yeah, I had the Master System.
Oh wow, okay. Alright, so boom, okay, Sonic 1 on a Master System. Well, let's talk. So, Kasim, take it away. So what does Sonic 1 on Master System mean to you?
Well, let's take it back for a second here, just to step in. I feel like your agenda is somewhat biased. When did Sonic have a redemption? And why, like, the 4?
Sonic Mania.
Oh, is that the last one?
That's the redemption.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Sonic. It was in our conversation today. It's actually a myth that Sonic was in heavy decline. There's been some solid games.
Yeah, but there has been a Sonic 2006.
What about that werewolf one and stuff like that?
Yeah, Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed. That was the PS2 one.
Sonic and the Secret Rings, or whatever it was called.
Secret Rings wasn't bad. Rings wasn't
bad. He had, and then he went to the Olympics for a while. He's had a very interesting period, depending on what angle of Sonic fan you are.
Yeah, but there's some like handheld wise. There's some solid. Sonic Rush Adventure 1 and 2 were fucking sick.
No, they were cool. But hold on. Before we even get that far, let's start at the beginning. Sonic 1 Mega Drive was the original, the very first Sonic released.
Yeah. So for me, that's the one I remember playing. I've got these very vivid memories of like, I don't know how old I must have been. I can't have been more than. What year did that come out?
91, 90 or something maybe?
So JSL on the fact checking. I like that. So, how old was you in 1991? How old were you guys in 1991?
I was like
me and Jordan would have been 4. Yeah, me and Jordan.
Wow. How old were you?
So I have.
7.
Yeah.
7.
So, yeah, I didn't really like 10 or 11.
No, I was close. I was 9. I was 9 years old.
Yeah. Oh damn.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I remember playing that game a lot. Like I remember the first level very, very vividly. And if I recall, though, the Mega Drive one was just the same as the Master System one, wasn't it? It was just
I
fancier.
think so.
Well, there were differences.
There were differences, but they were at their core. They were the same, like game. They were the same level layouts and stuff like that, right?
We'll get to
much.
that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Ebbs, what was your first experience of Sonic 1?
I actually played Sonic 2 before I played Sonic 1, you know.
Wow.
I played the whole of Sonic 2, and then because my cousin had it, I didn't even have a console at that time, and I rinsed it at his place, and yeah, it was amazing.
That must have been
But
weird,
then-
like having no spin dash, right? Going backwards.
Yeah, spin does. Yeah,
Exactly,
weird
innit?
doing that,
It's
yeah.
weird when you go backwards. It wasn't. That's the thing. Sonic 1, I'm not really hyped about it. Well, I was never really hyped about it because I played 2 first.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah.
So
slower too.
my question is, I want to frame this question.
Yeah.
Why, at that time, why was Sonic good? Like, you know,
Is
like
it
why
like
was
a faster, cooler version to Mario, and it's on the
Yeah.
I mean, we
It's
didn't.
speed.
Sega?
What was the running platform equivalent before Sonic came along? I don't think there was one in existence.
Yeah.
You just held down the B button on Mario, and he moved his little legs a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Hey, was there?
And he was
really, I
cool.
don't know.
He was cool, you know. He was a bit edgy. He was a bit edgier. I
Yeah.
mean, Mario was a plumber. We knew what he was, but Sonic was
So,
suddenly.
again, yeah, like I have a very vivid memory of my brother like being quite a avid like Sega-y fanboy. Not quite, like he never really played games like, I don't know, like me basically. But obviously he used to just get like excited about shit and then he would buy it and then come back. But yeah, I remember him buying Sonic. But I distinctly remember him like buying a SNES to play Mario World and then giving it back because he liked Sonic better. But like completing Mario World in like a weekend with my cousin. And they just went back to Toys
serious?
R Us. We went back to Toys R Us, give the SNES back, and got the Mega Drive of Sonic because that was the one he wanted more. But like, I don't know. Like, I just
See, that was the
It was-
thing back then as well. It was like you'd have one or the other. No one really had both.
You really,
I suppose there wasn't another like this was very early. You're talking about 91. You're talking about Master System. There wasn't really any other like cartoony character platformers, right? Other than Mario, I suppose they were all the rage. And he was like, Sonic was the best in class, I suppose, next to Mario.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
main mascot and stuff like that.
Had that parallax scrolling. I don't know.
that blast processing.
Yeah.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, I don't actually know if it did, but you know that's the slogan, isn't it?
Is it
Jordan,
currently-
what was your first experience of Sonic 1?
I think I remember having it on the Master System, Sonic 1 game, but I think the main one was for me was the Mega Drive 2, so like more so like Sonic 2. I definitely do
wow.
remember the Master System, but Sonic 2 was the main one for me. With the tails and then the Super Sonic and then using all the cheats. Was it the up, down, left, right?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, yes.
I remember there was a debug code as well, which was like up
Yeah.
C, down C, left C, right C, A and start.
Yeah.
I remember that. And sound tests and everything.
So-
I remember all that.
My first experience, I never had consoles as a kid, right? Because parents thought they were devil's work. So my first experience was walking past. It was either a Dixon's or a Tandy's, if you remember them, and they had it hooked up to one of the TVs. And I stood and I played. My jaw dropped when I was just holding forward, running through that first stage, and the speed it was moving.
Yeah,
I
sick.
can imagine, yeah.
It was interesting you guys were picking up on the console wars. Like, I remember there being magazines where, you know, on the letters page, people would do art
CBG?
on the
Yeah,
envelopes of
I
like
remember.
Sonic killing Mario or Mario like stabbing Sonic.
Oh, shit, sick.
That's pretty dark.
It was really dark.
Like I don't know. Like for me, like it was everyone around in it because they're like, "What you got? You got
Yeah.
Sega? You got a Nintendo?" And then everyone will get gassed in it. That's it.
Mm.
That's just how it was.
It
I
was
suppose
one or
there
the
was a
other.
lot. Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. There was no. You have to remember as well. You have to put it into context, right? There was no internet. There was no.
Yeah.
There was no. You know. The only way to play a game, bro. Super Nintendo Mega Drive, PlayStation in '94, and maybe if you had PC, but PC was crazy because that was a lot of money.
That was some next VGA nonsense.
That was the only way to play game. That and the
Or the
arcade.
arcade in the corner shop.
Hey,
Yeah,
do you,
that's-
do you remember a Sonic arcade?
A Sonic
I don't.
arcade.
Alright, so Jordan, see
No.
if you can find the clip
yeah,
of
that's
Sonic Arcade. So Sonic Arcade was this. I remember playing it in Trocadero, and it was this weird. You had a trackball, a giant ball that you
I think
controlled the
I
character
think I
with,
remember seeing.
and you had to roll it to run, right? And like
Oh, shit.
it was ridiculous. We'll see if Jordan get a little link.
You see, what might be-
So who played Sonic 3 and who played Sonic and Knuckles? Because I played Sonic 3,
Well,
but I
we'll,
never played it.
we'll get to those.
Played it.
We'll get to those before we jump. Okay, we got a clip. All right, we got a clip.
It might be this one.
We got a clip.
Oh, I got a clip. If you're watching the stream, you'll see the clip.
Oh shit! I need to watch the stream.
Might be. It just looks like.
Oh no, this ain't the one. Hold on,
it's
so Sonic.
yeah, it looks like
Arcade.
Sonic 1.
This is the one.
Wait, the one that I sent, or it looks like.
I'll give you the link as well in case you guys want to see it.
Oh, I'm on the stream now.
So it was this really weird
Ah,
isometric Sonic. I guess is the only way to describe it. And you played it with this trackball. It was just there to eat your money, essentially.
Yeah, okay, right there.
What year was this?
That's a very good question. 1993.
93. So this would have been. This would have been.
Green.
After Sonic 2. What year did Sonic 2 come out, Jordan?
Let me double check that again because I think it was 91, but let me just confirm.
Oh, you said the first one was 91. Must have been 92
Yeah.
then, at least.
92, yeah, hold up, because it was the, yeah.
Wow, did Sonic
Okay,
2
bust
come
that
out like
then.
a year
That's
after?
quick.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
They were
That's
on it.
gangster.
Hold up.
Well, I don't know how big the Sonic development team was, but you wouldn't have needed a huge development team, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
You wouldn't.
Well, you know
You
there
wouldn't
were,
have been.
you know there's two sequels to Sonic to Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Sonic,
Yeah.
you had Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but at the same time there was Sonic CD. So the idea was the development team was split. So I think it was the original designer, or one of the original designers from Sonic, went on to join the Sonic CD team in the States, and went on to develop Sonic CD. And then I think part of the lead programming team or something like that went on to develop Sonic 2 for the Mega Drive. So essentially, it's arguable that Sonic CD was the true successor, but nobody had a Mega CD. Nobody played that apart from emulator.
Yeah, remember Frank
Yeah.
had one of those.
I tell you one thing I hated from Sonic 1. One thing to this day that grates me: the special stage. I can't
Sonic
control that shit
CD.
for.
Yeah.
You're falling.
difficult.
It's got that weird music. It's like moving around. You're trying to get to the Chaos Emerald. I can't deal with it.
This Sonic game looks alright though. The one you sent the video of.
The isometric
Like,
one.
yeah,
It plays.
Yeah,
It plays terribly. It plays so like you just have this ball that you're rolling.
yeah, no, it looks challenging. But yeah,
All right, let's talk Sonic on the Master System, because that is obviously special for a couple of you guys.
It's just, yeah, let me get that.
but like I don't remember that one so much. I remember playing. The ones I remember playing are Sonic 1 and 2 on the Mega Drive, really.
Wait, I got a picture. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah.
Jordan, see if you can get Sonic 1 Master System Bridge Zone. I'll give you a little weird fact. Do you know that how recognizable that music is? It's insane. It's almost identical to another track, but I'll let you be the judge.
Let's see. Hold up, because I'm getting some. Wait. This kind of brings back memories. Wait, I don't remember this bit.
Would you say Bridge Zone?
Bridge, yeah.
Wait, is it this? Wait, this looks.
Link.
Yeah, I got a link here.
Oh, bro, that's deep. That's deep. I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
This is the one. So do you know where this music's from?
No, I
Okay,
can't recall it off the top of my head.
Let's see if I can get this up for the.
Is this? This kind of brings up memories.
That tune is deep, bro. That tune is deep.
Right, so this tune. Now, do a little Google and have a listen to Janet Jackson's "Together Again."
Wait,
It's the same track, bruv. It's the same track. I'm telling you.
Oh, no, wait.
You know what? I can hear it in my head already. I don't even hear it. Like I know.
Yeah, the bit. Yeah, it's like. Oh,
Wait. I got it 1 second. I'm gonna hear it.
I haven't got it. Oh, why is this not coming out on my stream? Let's sort this out for people.
It's like similar. Or like, yeah.
You can't play music on the stream though.
I think a little clip of the Sonic 1 is okay. You're allowed 15 seconds, I think, which is okay as long as it's part of the subject you're talking about or whatever.
Okay. Well, yeah, you got that part covered. But yeah, no, bro. Yeah, maybe Michael reused the same beat in it.
Well, they say there's a website that's dedicated to this sort of like parallels, like which we'll touch on when we get to Sonic 3.
But yeah, that's the big one, obviously. But yeah, like I don't really. The thing is, like, I'm trying to think what was the differences, because I'm trying to figure it out without googling it, because I know that there are differences between like the Master System version and the Mega Drive version. But like, it's been such a long time since I've played anything or seen anything on the Mega Drive. I'm trying to figure out in my mind what they are by just remembering. I remember one actually now. You couldn't recollect the rings.
Yeah, you're right. You just lost. It was just one ring that came out that you couldn't collect.
Yeah,
signifying.
You just got one ring. You just got one ring. Well, whatever number you had one ring, and then when you got hit, you just lost that ring, and you couldn't like recollect it.
And the Chaos Emeralds were hidden in the stage.
Yeah, there was no extra levels. There was no like extra special stages. If I recall, some of the stages were a little bit different. Just overall, there was like certain. You know the bit on Sonic 1 where you can come in Green Hill Zone and kind of go underneath, and there's like a fake wall underneath, and you kind of go back around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go over the spikes. You come underneath the waterfall. Go over the spikes, and you can kind of go back down, and there's like a life and stuff. But yeah, I remember that. Yeah, there's no in the Master System version. There's no breakable walls.
It's toned down. It's really toned down.
Yeah.
It's straight up just you and Robotnik.
Can anyone else remember like any other differences? Because those are the only ones I remember. I remember getting hyped about getting the Mega Drive, and then like my brother got like 6 seats.
And it had a different stage set because it had like the jungle stage. I remember, for example, where you had the vines and you had to keep going up. So it had a different stage set. It was only the first one that was loosely the same thing. Zone. Yeah.
Green Hill Zone, from what I remember, it was pretty similar.
Then you had the second act was that bridge zone. I always remember that. Then it was the jungle zone. But then I can't really remember the stages after that.
I'm googling. I need to see it.
Drop a link.
But Sonic 2 didn't come out on Master System, did it?
It did, but it was its own version of Sonic 2 again. It was like a different development to take into account the Game Gear and Master System hardware.
Right, there's a 55-minute playthrough on YouTube. It's 55 minutes to get through Sonic the Hedgehog on Master System.
Well, if we play through the old version. So the Master System had like other ones like Triple Chaos or something like that, and Tails Trouble. I remember one stage was a minecart. You could go in a minecart. Another one was a Pararide. It was a bit different.
Right, it had a map, you know. It had a map.
A little
on the stage select. Yeah, like you go and it's like Green Hill Zone and there's a little map showing the arrow where you go. That was bad. They took that out the Mega Drive version. I don't remember that shit.
The Mega Drive, you just went from act to act.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk the big boy for everyone. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh yes.
I know. Sonic 2 for me is the iconic one. That's the one where
that's the one.
That my mind always goes to. The cover as well. I don't know. There's something about that cover with Robotnik in the back.
See if you can get a cover image of the cover, Jordan. The one, it has like Robotnik and his hand over the 2, and then you've got Sonic and Tails like on either side.
That was a thing. Oh yeah, I remember this bit. I'm watching Sonic Master System playthrough because you got me curious about that one.
I remember the big thing from Sonic 2 was that first boss when the music kicks in. You have the Robotnik with the little. He's the Robotnik in the car with the drill.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a banger. That tune is a banger. I can't.
There's loads of bangers on that game.
Yeah, the music was particularly good.
Chemical Plant Zone.
Yes. That's I love that. I love that tune just because it's like a hype that never quite finishes. It never quite get there. It's just like it's like a build up that just as soon as you think it's there, it just kind of drops off and starts again. Like, that
stage, Chemical Plant Zone, is so high. I remember playing that on my friend's Mega Drive. I was staying with him for the weekends and just sitting and playing it every time Chemical Plant Zone would come up. And obviously I was Tails because he wouldn't let me play. So I spent half the game not on the screen, just hearing myself dying or hitting spikes. But that stage was so hype, man.
Yeah, man, that was sick.
I mean, I do have a criticism of that stage. I feel like it gets confusing at times.
Yeah. If you fall off the given ramps or like off the particular route, it can get a bit weird.
Yeah, there's a whole like bit you can bypass as well at some point. Like, it gets really weird. Like if you don't just stick to the line, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
And then when you fall in the water as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Let's talk about that. The intensity of drowning in Sonic.
It was pretty intense. It was pretty intense. I mean, I've never, like, I don't know. There was something about, you want to help him, and he starts to get, really weird, and then it's just how it cuts out, and it's really abrupt. Like he goes, and then and then he just, and then it all goes quiet, and you're just like, oh shit. And obviously nobody.
When that music used to kick in, and it intensifies, so it's like that, it stops for a second, and then you just hear that little last air bubble, the last bit of life leaving Sonic's body.
I mean, I was gonna ask, what is the end of Sonic? Because I can't remember the end, like not off the top of my head at least.
So depending whether or not you had all the Chaos Emeralds, I think there was a good and a not so good ending, a blue and a yellow ending.
Okay, but what were they? What were they?
George, see if you can find a clip of the good and bad ending. I think it was like that on Sonic 2.
I feel like I didn't finish it. Now you're saying this.
The thing is, like, it's one of those weird things, right? Like I was saying, oh yeah, I can't remember the Master System Sonic, and then suddenly I could, and as soon as I watched some gameplay of it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember all of this now. But it's quite hard to just like actually remember it off the top of your head, like even for stuff that you like probably saw it a million times when you were a kid, but now that you have to remember it, you can only remember certain bits of it. If you thought about it long enough, you probably could.
I bet if you started playing it, the muscle memory would just be there still.
Do you know what? I've got it on the Switch. It's sick. It's so good still.
Well, I mean,
and handheld as well. Feels like you're playing on the Game Gear.
Wait, which Sonic game are you playing on the Switch? Sonic 2?
Yeah, Sonic 2.
Oh, specifically Sonic 2 on the Switch.
I've got 1 and 2, but I'm playing Sonic 2 at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. They're still selling those games. Fuck, I thought they would just be selling Sonic Mania.
They keep to buy these. Well, there's the big thing about the Sonic. So, like a few years ago, somebody discovered the Sonic Beta. And there was all this unfinished code or removed code, and they found parts of stages, right? And one of the stages they found was the Hidden Palace Zone. So they tried to put bits and pieces together, and it's only, I think, like 5 years ago when the mobile port came out that they finally acknowledged the hidden zone and re-put it back into the game.
Oh shit.
Well, the guys that did, I can't remember the name of the company right now, but yeah, all of the guys who did Sonic Mania they ported basically all the Sonic games to mobile devices and a bunch of other stuff, so that makes perfect sense that they
Well, there's a
updated
part in what is the cave stage in Sonic 2, Mystic Cavern Zone,
yeah.
whatever it's called. There's a part in that if you run forward too much, there's a ramp that just closes in it. You fall instantly to death, like there's no way out. And now if you play the mobile port and you fall down that hole, it drops you into this hidden palace zone.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. That's
Oh
really cool.
shit, the tune on that stage was sick as well.
Yeah, it was such sick, that Mystic Cave Zone.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Right.
Sonic 2 was the best. It was the
Right.
best.
It was. It really. Do you remember the special stage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the special stage was sick
Pseudo
as well.
3D.
I
Yeah.
think Sonic 2 was the one where I think the formula made the most sense to me, at least. Like it all
Yeah.
just kind of seemed to work as like it should.
Yeah.
And I think for me after that, like I remember not particularly liking Sonic 3 like when I first played it at the time. I don't know what it was about that.
I think I really liked it, but I never got into it somehow for some reason. So yeah, maybe I didn't then actually. Don't know.
This is the thing I
Wait,
was gonna
Supersonic was started in number 2 though, innit?
say. Yeah, you could get Supersonic in 2, I think.
Yeah,
that
it was.
right?
Yeah, it was like the first when he went all a bit Dragon Ball-y.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
That was
was sick.
actually pretty sick. That was actually pretty sick.
7 Chaos Emeralds, 7 Dragon Balls, turn yellow, power up.
Oh shit, yeah.
Hey,
It-
big shout out to Geordie George for putting up all the links in the video. Alright, so he's just pulled up Sonic 2 ending.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Well, it's probably gonna be, but I'll see it at some point. We don't even have anyone. Do we have anyone watching us?
Yeah, we've got a couple of people watching.
Yeah,
Cool.
but is that?
We've got like
Is that?
2, 3, 4, 6 people.
Oh, we got 6 people.
So shout out to
Yeah.
the 6 people.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to you
to-
lot.
By the way, look at this. Look on this video. It's like it's doing the cheat, the sound test cheat.
Oh yeah.
That I don't know why. Like it's I can't remember the numbers, but they have some kind of special significance, like the release date or something like that.
Someone's birthday.
Oh yeah. That sounds right. Okay, so this guy's gonna go. Okay, look. Okay, so here we got the Sonic 2 ending. As Super Sonic. Cheater.
Yeah. Boom. Supersonic.
Sick.
Here's old school anime cutscenes.
Old school game endings were a bit brass, wasn't it? You play like 15 hours perfectly, and you're rewarded with like 3 JPEG.
Yeah, basically.
Spent all this time playing this game, working hard, trying to get all this Chaos Emeralds.
Oh
And I
shit,
just
yeah, I
get-
remember the ending actually. I must have finished it.
I'm sure, bruv, I'm sure everyone finished it.
Yeah, it's true. There's no way I would have rinsed it as much as I did and not
What
finished it.
what else were you gonna do? Watch the one of 4 channels on TV at the time.
Innit?
You don't finish it, you just start it again, innit? Like, and yeah, and even even if you had finished it, you'd play it again, innit?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You kind of you couldn't get spoiled back then. You had like whatever cartridges were lying around,
Yeah.
so you were
That
gonna
was
play it and again and again.
Yeah, and like with like I think up until it was only really like 10 years ago that like you were limited quite seriously as to what you could buy, right? To a degree.
Yeah.
And also not that many games came out. Like it wasn't like now where you got bare games that come out every
Say that again.
No, it's just like, back then it was like you had Sonic and some new games would come out every once in a while, right? They wouldn't be like bare new games every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now,
it was monumental when the IPs came out.
Well, it wasn't even. Well, was it? I mean, it was new, but like, there's been a lot of Sonic games then, and we are talking about like a very.
But if you think about the 16-bit era, like as a Mega Drive owner, what Sonic games you had? You had the 1, 2, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles at the end of its lifetime. Sonic Spinball, which wasn't really a Sonic game. And that was kind of it. That was it for the IP.
Okay, wait. So,
because chances are you only had the one console as a kid, right?
Yeah, I mean, why do you think it is that then Sonic never went into the Mario? Like, why did he never get in a racing car? Why did he never play? Like,
well, he did at one point, didn't he, for the Game Gear? There's like there's an old kind of Mario Kart-esque game without power-ups.
I mean, 8-bit. Okay, so there was an 8-bit Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, so Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, but it was different.
So what does Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Master System? Because I ain't seen.
So I'm just showing some footage of Sonic 2 launch, by the way.
Sorry, I've been slightly distracted because I've never ever I don't think I've ever seen Sonic 2 on Master. Oh, this looks brass.
Wow, so this is footage. Hold on. So this is footage of the UK launch. There's a Sega bus pulling up.
No way. What?
You can't get much more British than that.
Sega bus.
That.
Look at
Where
that.
is it?
Sega on the road. That's Tower of London.
Yeah. So that's probably it's Tower Bridge.
Oh no,
Going
that's Windsor. That's Windsor.
Oh, is that Windsor
Oh, is
Castle?
that Windsor? Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh wow, they've even got a Sonic bus stop.
Wait. This is not like this is relatively like cheap to do.
It's just
It
they've literally
seems-
just rented a bus and threw some decals on.
Sonic 2.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot more like grand than it is. You know what I'm saying?
Not to detract from them or anything. Alright, now the big one, my personal favourite. Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, because we might as well discuss them as a joint unit.
I don't think I've ever played Sonic and Knuckles.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think
Wow.
by that point, man was playing PlayStation by that point.
It's
bro.
the quintessential Sonic, man. It's like the peak. It's the peak now because it's the end of the road for the Mega Drive.
So explain to me something. Well, I
Go
mean,
on.
like the whole you can put the game on there and then like you
Okay.
can play. Yeah, explain to me
give
how
it-
this works.
to give it
I
a bit of
genuinely-
background to the whole Sonic 3 and Knuckles debacle. It was originally meant to be one game, right?
Okay.
And it was being done in conjunction, which nobody knew about at the time, with Michael Jackson to provide the music for the game.
Uh-huh.
Now there was a bit of toing and froing, and Sega was falling a little part with on the inside because they, you had one side, you had the 32X development from the American side, you had the Sega CD which was bringing the company's money down, and they had to get the game out. So they were like, fuck, okay, we're going to have to cut the game where it's at, and we're going to release it as Sonic 3. And they had all this unused content, so they were like, sick, we can now make this Sonic and Knuckles. And because of the way that we want to give the complete adventure, they developed the lock-on technology which allowed the complete Sonic to be made, which is Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, which means that you've got 14 stages plus 15 master stage, 14 emeralds to get, and then obviously within all those 14 stages you've got 3 acts, right? Because you're essentially playing through all the stages of Sonic 3, all the stages of Sonic and Knuckles, and then you've got...
How many acts were on just Sonic 3, and then how many were on Sonic? And
I think it was Jordan might need to check this, but I think it was 7 apiece, with a final stage. And then what you could do with the emeralds was you get 7 if you played Sonic 3 when you've got them connected together. You play Sonic 3 portion of the game, you get the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you become Super Sonic, you defeat the boss, then Sonic and Knuckles starts, where Knuckles knocks you over and takes all the emeralds, which is if you just play Sonic and Knuckles, that's how it starts. So it gives context to what's happening. So you've defeated the Death Egg, it's crashing down onto Knuckles Island. Knuckles takes the emeralds and then introduce you to the Master Emeralds. You get all 7 of those and you get the Super Hypersonic or Hyper Supersonic. And that is completely uncontrollable. You're like bouncing all around the screen and you destroy everything in your path. It's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
That does sound like.
I know this because I was playing the game literally 2 weeks ago. From start to finish. I couldn't get all the emeralds though. I got 9 emeralds, and then I got to the end and I couldn't get any more.
Damn.
But Sonic,
I was gonna say.
Yeah, go on.
No, this is a little bit of a side point. I want to just go back to the Master System. I keep talking about the 8-bit version, but just a point. I'm looking at some videos now. Sonic 2 on Master System looks significantly worse than Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Master System. So,
Yeah, I've heard.
I don't know how that happened.
I've heard this. I've heard this is kind of like a common complaint.
It looks terrible though. Like it looks terrible. Like the like I'm looking at the first one on Master, and like this looks like, you know, it doesn't have the shine of the Mega Drive version, but like it looks like a fun playable game. The second one just looks dead, bro. It looks uninspired. Like really, it looks like they phoned it in. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like they really like phoned it in with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or Master.
Maybe they had lower budget, but they was like, we need to crank one out anyway. So they had like one guy, the intern. They got the intern working on it. Like looking at the first one, like there's a personality, there's like life to it. Like the second one looks like it looks devoid of life. Like it doesn't. It looks like it's lost all the inertia. Do you know what I mean? Like I hear that.
Like it really does look awful. Like, I'm surprised that came out, to be honest, just even looking at this footage.
Here's the tracks from you. I need to get back onto Sonic 3. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
so what are your guys' thoughts on Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles or the complete collection?
I haven't played that much of it.
Yeah,
I've only played a little bit of it.
My thing is just, it sounds like a skank, bro. So what would happen if you put Sonic 2 on there, on Sonic and Knuckles?
Say again, Jordy?
You can play.
You can play it.
You get this. Okay, so if you put Sonic 2 with Sonic and Knuckles, you can use Knuckles in Sonic 2, and some of the stages have been slightly tweaked to allow for his gameplay.
And same for Sonic 1.
No. So Sonic 1, it does something completely different. So if you put Sonic 1 or any other Mega Drive game, any game, you get a specially generated bonus stage. So you remember the Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles bonus stages where you're essentially running around the globe, changing blue orbs to red orbs? It was one of those which was generated from the game's header or its EEPROM or something. So each game would give it a unique special stage for you to play. It's quite pretty good value if you think about it. Back then.
I mean, yeah, but like it sounds like really expensive DLC.
But you had a full game, so you got a game that was bigger than the other Sonics on its own right. Because Sonic and Knuckles was a pretty big game.
But I mean, I see. Like it's a bit. I don't know. I just feel like why would you? It feels like they could have made that one game. Like I know they wanted to get it out and stuff, but I feel like they were being a bit greedy. It feels like they were being a bit greedy, stretching that to 2 games.
It was the other way around. They were running out of money. They had too many problems. See, the console industry was in decline anyway, right? And you had a sudden resurgence when the PlayStation was being announced. Okay, Sega at that point, they were literally in a mess because they were trying to do the Saturn. They had the 32X on the go, and they were losing money on the Mega CD.
Yeah, I see.
So they had to hit. If they didn't hit the date, they would have really been screwed. So they had to get it out. Sorry, just to touch on that, Michael Jackson's involvement in the game. Yeah. So loads of the stages in Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles can be traced directly back to certain Michael Jackson songs.
Okay.
And he worked on the game, and the official stance, so for years it was denied that he works on the game. He has never been credited on songs that are blatantly his.
Oh, shit, is it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the official announcement was that Michael Jackson wasn't happy with the sound output of the Mega Drive / Genesis at the time, right?
Oh yeah.
Obviously, what the general belief that people have is that because he had the child allegations happening, Sega as a kids company wanted to distance themselves from it. So they were like, sorry Michael, see you later.
I mean,
so loads of his
it all
music's in
makes
the
sense.
game. So you know there's like certain stages where there's like little, almost sounds like woo or ow, it's literally him.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those things make perfect sense to me. It's been on pretty much. Like everyone knows that it's his tunes, right? There's some ones that are like directly like those are Michael's beats, and like he made a tune out of them still.
Yeah, there's like loads of YouTube videos on people who have overlaid one tune on the other, and you can directly like the end credits are the same as Stranger in Moscow and stuff like that. There's so many here that are the same.
Sonic 3, interestingly enough, I'm looking at the list here, and it's saying so Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles have never come out on anything other than Mega Drive, Xbox Live Arcade, the original, 2009, and Virtual Console.
That's not true.
Like,
It also came out on PC, but with a different soundtrack because of aforementioned licensing issues with the music.
But even Sonic 3, Mega Drive, Virtual Console, and Xbox Live Arcade in 2009.
It's all
whereas
it's all because of Michael Jackson.
Is it all because of this music license?
Yeah, they won't admit it. They've never admitted it, but there's somebody done this really cool video on it which explains it, and it literally breaks it down as to why. So it could come out on PC, but then it got a completely different soundtrack. Like loads of the music was replaced, and then they're not releasing it on the others because then they're just getting away from those issues until the licensing runs out.
But they did. When you compare it to like the other ones for like the 16-bit, so you've had it come out on Android, 3DS, iOS, Xbox Live Arcade, GBA, Wii, Virtual Console, Saturn, Mega Drive, and Mega Drive Genesis, right? But that means that what you're saying makes sense to me. But then, how did they get around it in 2007 and 2009 when they released the games on? What was the Wii Virtual Console and Xbox Live Arcade version saying?
I think they had the PC
music?
soundtrack. I think they had the PC soundtracks.
So the only way to get that soundtrack and play it is pretty much on the Genesis.
Yeah, or emulation, which I don't condone, but everybody does it.
I mean, emulation is fine if you own the original.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's questionable, but hey, that's a different topic.
No, that's what emulation is there for. You're allowed to back up and play games on it.
No, that's just what the ROM sites tell you. But it's
I own physical copies of everything.
Yeah, but you own that copy. You're not meant to have another copy of it. The copy that you own is the copy that you've paid for, if that makes sense. It's like having a license.
The rule, the actual law is that you can make a copy if you own one.
If you make the copy, not if you download it. Because then somebody else is breaking the law now by sharing.
Yeah, but I'm not. I've got it. Hey, I've got a copy.
Well, you're also breaking the law because you're downloading an illegal copy of it. That's where the issue comes in. If you had the tools to rip it yourself, then you'd be alright, I reckon.
If we're gonna take this forward, we need to have like either a solicitor or a barrister on call to deal with these legal issues because
I'll invite Musa next time.
Alright, next, so talking of the offshoot Sonic, did anyone ever play Sonic CD or Sonic Spinball?
I didn't.
Sonic Spinball was the one on the Game Gear?
So Sonic Spinball was the one on the Mega Drive, but it was a pinball game with Sonic.
Yeah, I think I remember playing this on the Game Gear. I might be mistaken. I might be making that sounds familiar. Let me. Was there?
I'm thinking there's a pinball level in Sonic 1. Is it?
Or Sonic 2 Casino Night.
Yeah.
Hi,
There's a
DJ.
spinball. There's a it's like a casino, isn't it? It's a casino land thing.
Yeah, and
Sonic
you can go gambling.
Yeah, you just like basically ping around a slot, not a slot machine. What are they called?
Pinball.
Fruit
But
machine.
yeah, you're just
Pinball.
just a fruit machine or a pinball, right? Basically, I remember that level being intensely annoying.
Yeah,
Bouncing around.
depending how you bounced. If you bounced right, there was a worse one in Sonic 3, Carnival Night Zone, which was it was the casino night zone, but it was shit. It had balloons and everything bounced.
I think that was my final straw with Sonic 3. Like I just wasn't feeling it, and then like I got to that casino thing, and that felt like that's what it felt like.
So near the end now. So this is before we get to the fall of Sonic, which is for another day. Sega Saturn, what happens? No launch Sonic? Hold on, hold on, DJ, we've got a comment. What about the mini game with the third person temple run thing? What are you talking about? Sonic 3?
He's talking about Sonic 3 special zone. No,
yeah, we were talking about those, the special zones. Or the Sonic 2.
Sonic 3 had that other like isometric.
Like the ball, you were running around a big ball. That's what I remember about Sonic 3. That's
ball. Sonic 3, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic 2 was running through the tube. Sonic CD had a really cool... You were running through a stage chasing a robot.
You were running through a stage chasing a robot?
Yeah, okay, let me...
No, I remember you run around a track, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that has some weird time travel mechanic in it, doesn't it?
So Sonic CD. I mean, when you play it now, a lot of it's quite confusing, but there is a solid game in there. It's more heavily influenced by the art style of Sonic 1, and yeah, there's these posts that say past or future, and you can, once you run through them, as long as you don't stop running and you have like 50 rings, it's like 88 miles per hour business. You keep at a certain speed and you travel into a past or future version of that stage, and stuff that you do in the past has an effect on the present and future versions. So you can make a good future or a bad future depending how many animals you free and stuff like that.
Just another observation as well, like one, like just looking at this Wikipedia page that Sonic. There's a lot of Sonic games that like I didn't even know existed at this. So what the hell is Sonic Triple Trouble?
Yeah, these are all the weird little Master System and Game Gear ones, right?
Game Gear ones. But to this point, is something that just kind of before 1990, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Between 1991 and 1994, there was 9 Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Wow. Oh yeah, across all platforms, that makes sense.
Across all platforms.
Because Sonic was in the hype. But then it goes.
They were really milking it mainly, right?
It literally. But that's why it's so bizarre why it suddenly just stops. You literally go to, they had 32X, right, which had what was supposedly meant to be Sonic 4 turned into Knuckle Chaotix, which had a weird system ring link system where you'd play as 2 characters at the same time, and they had like a line that connected them, and depending how you jump on one, it would swing the other one round and stuff like that. It was weird. It was so weird. And then you had Sega Saturn, where no Sonic's released, and then all we get is Sonic Jam, which had a really cool 3D hub area, but it was essentially Sonic 1, 2, and 3 again, compilations. And Sonic R, which was a cool racing game that you could finish the whole thing and unlock all characters within about an hour and a half.
I'm not gonna lie, so I had a Saturn quite a long period. I would say from about 94 to 95, right? Because again, like I told you, my brother would get hyped, so he went and he bought a Saturn. First he bought a Japanese Saturn, I don't know why, and then he bought another Saturn later on, and there was a few games on there. But I'm not gonna lie, in that period I didn't miss Sonic. Saturn had some sick games. I was playing some Panzer Dragoon, playing Virtual Fighter, I was playing Street Fighter Alpha, playing Virtual Cop. Virtual Cop? Yeah, Virtual Cop 1 and 2, bruv. Had the gun and everything.
So, okay, so here's a question. Alright, so So okay, I get for you it was a different stage. There were other games that showed more interest. What about you, Ebbs? What's your thoughts on there being no major Sonic title by the time we hit Sega Saturn?
I don't know, it's weird, but at the same time, I didn't have a Saturn, so I played my friend's Saturn, and he didn't. Yeah, it was whatever he had.
Okay.
Huh?
Sorry, I was going to say maybe that's the question. Would people have been more interested in the Saturn?
Wait, so Jordan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, same. Like I never got.
Say that again. You're breaking up.
I never had. Never. You played.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't have the Saturn.
So that was like.
Weird time.
I got the Saturn. I remember getting a Saturn with my own money, my own earnings for my first job, and I was so disappointed. I had Sonic 3D Blast, which was a really crap. No, it wasn't crap. It was actually a good game, but it wasn't a true Sonic game. It was this 3D isometric game where you run around collecting flickies. It didn't play anything like Sonic. So I always found it unusual that there's a new console now and he wasn't the flag anymore.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go on, Kasim.
I was gonna say, the thing is, with the Saturn, it was all about 3D, bro. 3D. It's two little letters, and I don't think nobody's figured out 3D Sonic gameplay till this day. So like, I'm looking at it, even this Sonic 3D Blast, the one that you're referring. It came out on.
Yeah, it's well weird.
It came out on the Mega Drive as well.
I mean, as DJ says in the chat, it's a good point. It did lose the console war, and it lost it badly by the time when Saturn came out. It lost. I mean, it was designed really primarily with 2D in mind, which is why it excelled at 2D games.
But you know the release of the Saturn. What happened, right?
Yeah, the whole mess of it.
I don't like it. Like, I know Sega's are not like in the context big company like Sega at the time, like video gaming, but they were still like a.
Well, just to show you guys something, I don't know if you can see the stream. I'm going to put a video on. This is Sonic Extreme.
Extreme.
Yeah. So this was a game that was developed for Sega Saturn, never got released, and it was basically Mario Galaxy before Mario Galaxy.
Oh shit.
So.
Yeah.
Let me forward a bit in the clip.
Talking about but that's
so look at this. So have a look at this. This was meant to be the next big thing for Sonic, and it just never got released.
This looks like.
Oh wow.
This is an alpha build.
But this doesn't look fun. Like, I know this is early, and obviously you have to play it. I mean, to be fair, it looks better than most of the 3D.
There was a concept here that I think could have been potentially fleshed out on. We don't have much apart from this alpha build of a stage.
Do you know what it reminds me? Croc? Yes.
Yeah, or Bug. Do you remember Bug?
Yeah, on the demo disc.
Yeah, but maybe that's what happened to it. It became Bug.
It could have become Bug. Yeah. But like, it kind of reminds me. Not Croc. Yeah, I think Bug is what I'm thinking of when I say Croc.
So on that, any final thoughts about Sonic, guys? In his golden age.
In his golden age, he was the man, cool guy.
Yeah,
you know, it was all about speed and it was cool, especially the vibe he brought to the game. Mario was he did bring a cooler vibe than Mario.
I used to watch the cartoons as well. I watched Mario cartoons, but the Sonic cartoons were the one.
Oh, and he had chili hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. George, any thoughts? We lost Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan has these. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. The 90s.
Jordan's coming at you from
from the basement. It's coming in from that basement. Alright guys, nice. Alright, good. It's a nice cover of the golden age of Sonic. when we next reconvene, it's going to be the darker years.
I
Or
mean,
as it gets darker. Well, arguably, I don't think Kasim agrees.
So I'm looking down. We move on to free. Like, we're not going to go into great depth here, right? But like the 3D platform gets grim. Like it gets progressively grimmer. Some of these are bad.
It's going to be
Secret
interesting.
Rings Unleashed was
DJ's
good.
hyped for the Fortnite chat. Alright, we can do one on Fortnite, DJ.
I can't
I'm
even
down.
look.
Alright, guys, thank you. You guys stay on because I still want to chat to you. Viewers, thank you very much for your time. I'll be back a bit later playing Valorant or COD or something similar. I'll catch you all soon. DJ, safe for sticking by.